Welcome to 90 Day Fiance.
Three-way.
Replay.
All right, episode 8, Calm Before the Storm. How's it going?
Good. I'm back, bitches.
That's
I'm
right.
back.
Sounding like
Full
$1 million
health.
bucks over there.
Okay, not in full health. I'm still missing some taste and smell, but it's coming back slowly but surely. How about you guys?
Watched a show on Netflix over the weekend. It's called All of Us Are Dead. It's like this Korean zombie high school drama. I like to describe it as like Dawson's Creek plus like Walking Dead. It's really good. You guys should check it out.
That's interesting. That's an interesting mix.
It's like zombie action with high school drama.
Wow. And love? Romance?
Yes, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of zombies,
What? How did you get that?
Kim and
All
his
right.
swan.
Ew.
Because Kimberly only wants one thing, like a zombie.
You want that pants brain?
No, she wants that yummy. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Yummy.
He knows what she wants. He knows.
That's the thing, is he knows exactly what she wants and he will not give it up.
I mean, that's his culture. He's trying to learn his lesson from his last wife.
Tell us about his culture.
Well, apparently, like he says that you can't sleep together until you're at least engaged. And so the reason why he slept with his ex-wife, like the first day that he met her in person, was because they were already engaged. And Kim, they're not engaged yet. It's like a trial. You know, I think that the thing that's weird is like in Kim's mind, it was like she came over to be with him, to be his wife. And then in his mind is like, oh, I like this other girl named Zara, but she didn't like me. So I'm going to choose you and we'll try and figure it out. So that's where that's where the discrepancy is. But this episode, oh my God, Kim.
She was desperate.
Yeah, looking like a real thirsty bitch.
Yeah, she's hungry, and it just comes off as like real creepy. Very
Creepy, yeah?
creepy. Yeah, I think
Predatory
so.
more than it is
Creepy or like desperate?
Yeah, it's real desperate. It's like real desperate. I was trying to find like another word harsher than desperate, but it's real desperate.
Like if you know his culture, then why don't you try and like do what you can to like get engaged? Because you were already doing things that he liked. Just gotta hold off on the sex thing. But for some reason, she was like so hung up on it. And I think it's because like a lot of the other people, they want to be desired because they're insecure for one reason or another. And so if the person doesn't want to have sex with them, they take it as like a rejection. And really, that's not it, you know? So basically, it's like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that is kind of what she said. She's like, I don't even know if you like me. Like, just tell me, do you like me? Do you want me or not? Because if you say you don't want me, then fine. But, you know. And he's like, I do like you. That's why I invited you here.
So why isn't that good enough?
I guess she wants to see that he is physically attracted to her also.
But she knows about his ex-wife, and she knows that she at least looks better than her, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
why wouldn't he? You know,
what do you think is up with this man? How come he likes these old? I mean, no offense, not to be ageist, but do you guys think it's interesting that he is he's around these really, what you would think conventionally good looking people, but he likes old women, old American women,
older women.
Sure.
I don't know, maybe if it was like reversed, yeah, like we talked about last time, there's a lot of double standards. So maybe if it was reversed, we wouldn't be thinking it was so weird. Like, you know, if it was like a woman liking older men.
Wait, but he liked that Zara chick. So maybe he thinks because they're older that they're like more willing to accommodate him and his like his his like fan base, I guess, because isn't that what he said about Zara? Like it didn't work out because she was like jealous of all his fans or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
And
yeah,
so
and I thought you were gonna say like it was because like they'll give him stuff, but he's working. Like he's supposed to be a star. He doesn't really need. Well, I mean, she did give him a PS5 though.
That's
and
right.
an Apple laptop.
Yeah,
That's true.
People look real good when they give you stuff.
That's true.
All right, we know how to get to Dylan's heart.
Oh, easily. Come on. I could have told you that. Buy me PlayStation.
His love language.
That's right. PlayStation and shoes.
And so yeah, basically they're just like he goes to her room and like they're just having those arguments of like, how come you don't want to sex with me, blah blah blah. And then he leaves and then he comes back and there's just more of the argument. And then all of a sudden they have a blow up about her son.
That was out of left field.
Yeah.
I agree.
It had nothing to do with what their core argument was. It just like came out of nowhere. And he's like, what? Why do I need to like be friends with your son? He has nothing to do with him. And she's like, no, that's my son. You have to like learn how to get along with him. And it has nothing to do with the sex issue.
It seemed like that had everything to do with the sex. Like my brain went, they were just arguing about not having sex to her saying, well, my son's gonna get real mad that you don't want to have sex with me.
That's kind of how I interpret. I was like, this is
segue is terrible.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, is this bad editing or what's going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, because she just got up off the bed. Right? They were just like talking and he was just like, no, we're not having sex. And she like got up and was like, we're not doing this no more. I can't do this no more. My son's gonna get real bad. I'm like, about you not having sex? That's real weird.
Maybe she just wanted to say something to make him feel bad, and she tried to say that. And it didn't.
Maybe her son's a really good wingman, man. So, he just wants the best for his mom.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But I think Usman was clear that it was just to get to know each other. Like, she shouldn't be expecting all this sex. That's wrong of her. And I don't know, like I think this whole trip, like this whole season for them has just been like the sex thing. And then by extension, Kim is like trying to get with him real fast and he just wants to figure it out. And I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of like the same issue. You know what I mean? So, right. I mean, I don't really know what goes on for them. Like, this is only episode 8. I don't know. It's at least like 6 more episodes, right?
I know. So, can we do like 2 more months of her like begging for it?
I don't know. I hope not. Eventually, I just hope that like they get along some way and then he just gives it to her or something. I don't know. Like in a way that's like organic and not creepy, but yeah, that's it for them.
I hated the whole her bringing up the son stuff. If that's how it really was, like, well, do you think my son's gonna like the way you're treating me? And then and I like the way Usman stood his ground. He's like, what are you talking about, lady? Like, didn't I invite you here and you agreed that we were just gonna get to know each other? Yes. Did we talk about having sex? No. Okay, so all of those lines were drawn, like you knew, and now you, like in your mind, you wanted to bring up sex, but that was never even discussed. But now you have all these expectations that, and now you're bringing up your son. Like, what the hell? Like, what did Usman do that was wrong besides not have sex with her?
Exactly. He treated her like he brought her to this amazing place. She has this nice room. He accepted her gifts.
he defends her in front of his friends.
That's true. He does take her side.
Oh my God. I love the facial expressions of his friends when he was like moving into her room. They're like, you're going to move there? You're going to take your leg? You're going to move there? He's like, yeah. Their expression was like, side eye.
I hate to be really gross, but you know how she took off her robe and she was wearing her nightie? That whole like vision just reminded me of our flapjack adventure.
Oh no. No,
she doesn't have flapjacks. She has more than flapjacks.
Yeah.
She got a little bit of a sag.
Really?
I put my eyes to that site. And I was laughing. I hate to laugh,
Wow.
but I was
She's
like,
an older
whoa.
woman.
She is a more seasoned lady, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she breastfed. Okay. Okay.
You're right.
I must defend women around the world with flapjacks.
Is
Mine
that
aren't
what
quite
happens?
there, but it may be close.
Is that what happens when you breastfeed? You get flapjacks?
That's what.
Well, don't they get
Yeah,
so
that's what they
big that they
say.
like droop?
No, because when you're breastfeeding, your breasts do become large, right? They become like voluminous and stuff. And so when you stop, they like lose that volume. And because they stretch, it's like if you're overweight and then you lose weight, right? Then your skin is loose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
And
like
then gravity makes fools of us all.
yes. So it's kind of like the same idea, So if you they expand to accommodate that milk, and then all of a sudden they lose that elasticity too, that plump elasticity.
I see.
I would say
see.
yes, I would say the
Get
second
my
one. I was
breast
like, oh, it's
lift.
still looking good over here. I don't know about this third one though. I don't know about the third round of
The life
breastfeeding.
force out of you.
Might be flapjack land. Might be making pancakes.
You make that third baby pancakes.
Yeah.
You point it. Look at what you did to me.
That's right.
I know,
Always
but it's
blame the
okay.
kids. It's their fault.
I'm married. Okay. I ain't trying to get no husband. So
What if you wanted a newsman? Clearly, you could get one because it don't take much.
Right, exactly.
Well,
surgery.
I mean, you gotta get that PS5.
You get surgery.
Yeah, you just need a PS5 and a MacBook Pro.
All right, there you go. There you go. Buy your way
That's
in.
the left and the right tit.
There you go. Accept it. Yeah, I gave you PS5.
All right, so that's it for them. Who do you want to talk about next?
Go ahead, Dylan.
Well, why don't we look into Ella and Johnny? So Ella is apparently the cow whisperer of Idaho Falls, because we see her in the farm in her element. She's out helping out her parents, and looks like they were feeding some bulls, but the bulls didn't want nothing to do with her. And so like that whole scene just reminded me of like Julia trying to like help out in the farm where she's trying to feed some animals. And looking at this farm life, we've talked about how you wanted to live that farm life before.
Mm-hmm.
You still want to live that farm life after this?
Okay, but they raise cattle, and so that looks very intense. I don't think I'd want to do that. I would want to do like the one where you grow your own vegetables and such.
Oh.
Yeah, chickens, and maybe you have a goat or a sheep or two, like that. I'm not trying to raise like a bunch of cattle to kill and slaughter.
You want that Julia farm. Julia looks like they have that farm.
Okay, yes. Exactly.
Nice. Well, anyway, Ella's visit to her parents' house has a second purpose, because just as her parents were asking about what the heck is going on with Johnny, we once again hear what the heck is going on with Johnny. So Johnny is delaying his trip because of COVID, and at this point doesn't even want to go to Dubai, because what's the point even? So Ella wants to show Johnny that she is wanting to take the same amount of risk as he is. So she wants to meet him in Dubai. And her parents obviously are less than thrilled about this idea of a white woman going to a Middle Eastern country. Those are their words, not ours. Plus, if she decides to go, then there's this whole thing about like how she needs to pay her bills and she won't have the money. So Ella's asking her parents, can you spot me, please? Because she really needs to meet her man, the man of her dreams, her Asian prince. Because like she said, he's checked off all the things, all the boxes that she's looking for, which are, let me recap for you: Asian, number 2, Asian man, number 3, Asian guy. So her eggs are 30, guys. She needs that Asian seed. So she needs to get it together and go to Dubai and see if Johnny is her soulmate. Do you agree?
I mean, yeah, really doesn't say why she loves him so much, other than the fact that he's Asian.
That's the reason why she loves him so much. I just recap for you why she loves him so much.
Man, she's so
Dude,
hung
the
up
yellow
on it, too.
fever is really strong with Ella.
It is super strong. Like it's all of her dreams and hopes are wrapped up in his Asianness.
Yeah, it's real Asian. It's real Asian over there.
It doesn't help that her friends are white and also married to Asians.
Right? I was gonna point that
know,
out. I was
that's-
like, oh man, she's probably like, you can get one. What about me?
Yeah, they really probably like make her sad seeing that they're moving on with their Asian lives.
Yeah. They get to have their Asian princes and she doesn't.
I know. She doesn't have her Asian prince, and I feel bad for her. But I mean, name 4 other things you like about Johnny other than him being Asian, and stop calling him Asian Prince. It's weird.
That is.
Can he just be a prince?
That's
Yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean? Also, like, I guess specify. Is it racist to specify my Chinese Prince Johnny? So good.
She also asked for her parents' financial support. Isn't that what she was like kind of asking for too? Because then her mom was like, oh, also, I guess she was talking to her mom on the previous recording. I was like, I think she was talking to her dad. My bad. Anyway, so then she's
really?
all like, the mom was like, oh, okay. But don't you have bills to pay, or you still have a mortgage? You still have your car payment, you still have this. And then she's like, oh, well, I was wondering, if you would support me during this time or something. And then the mom was like, well, I don't like the idea of you going there, but I'll always support you, or we'll always support you, or something.
Damn, though. I mean, that's hard, especially since it's like they run a farm, like you said, like actual cattle, and it's like that's hard ass work. And to think like I'm doing this hard ass work so my daughter can go to Dubai.
to have sex with her Asian prince.
Imagine like you come home like after working outside all day, like doing all this like hard labor, and you see Ella over there in like a Sailor Moon costume talking to John. And you're like, this is what I work for? Is this what I do all this hard work for?
For your children's happiness.
Right.
Come on.
That's just
For
Can
the
you be
happiness
happy?
of your kids.
With somebody else or somebody else.
He
Can you find an
tried. She
Asian
tried
guy
the
around
local
here?
guys. No, girl, there's no Asian guys in Idaho Falls.
Where did her friends find one?
I know.
Probably
her
on the
friends.
internet. Okay, it's like the one Asian guy. We can play this game. Count the Asians in Idaho Falls. We probably won't get
What?
past 3 fingers.
So is that her job? Like she works on the farm?
No, I think she has an actual job.
No, she doesn't work on the farm, right? Yeah, she works somewhere else.
Okay, but she can't
Ella.
afford the
Well, she balances. She's not getting paid, I guess.
man.
Right. I'm thinking that she may have to like leave her job, right? It's
For
probably
2
the
weeks.
idea.
You can't get a vacation for 2 weeks.
True.
Depends. Some people can, I guess. I was surprised. I thought the big like reveal was gonna be that she was gonna break up with him if he couldn't come. but
Oh, absolutely.
I
not.
underestimated her fondness for the Asian prince.
Oh, I called this from a mile away. I knew she was going to go. There was no way she wasn't going to go. But the question is now, will he go to Dubai?
Why do they have to go to Dubai?
She can't go to China, and he doesn't want to go to America.
Oh,
No, you have to quarantine or something before you come here. But I don't know
I
why he
think-
can't quarantine in China. Wait, I'm confused.
No, so the borders are closed to China as of this recording, as of the video recording. So, because the borders are closed, you have to quarantine in a country where the borders are open. So he was going to go to Dubai, spend 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks in America. But then he's
Ah.
scared that he's not going to be able to go back.
Because
Or, like,
our borders
die
are
from
closed to
COVID.
China.
That's right. So then
And China's borders
our
are
borders
closed
are
to
also
us.
closed. Yeah.
Mm.
So now she can't go. She can't get a visa to China.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so do you
They can
guys
go
think it's
turkey.
gonna happen? Turkey, right? Turkey looks at
Everybody seems to be
everybody.
going to Turkey.
Good
Turkey's like,
point.
fuck COVID. Everybody welcome
Isn't
It's
it
great.
cheaper?
to go to Turkey.
Yeah. Why do they pick expensive ass Dubai?
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's closer for him.
All right. Is that all for them?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see anything from their next on. I don't know why I'm like stuttering today. There's. Do you guys recall things?
No.
No, I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
so.
think so either. So we might not see them for a while.
Okay. My turn. So let's do Jasmine and Gino. Very interesting here. Very interesting.
Mhm.
So they're going to go on their trip, and before they go to the island, they have to go through some security thing where we finally get to see a far off view of Gino's head because he had to take off his hat. And there was nothing monstrous under there. I was expecting something like big old lumpy bump or something because he's so insecure about it, but it looked fine. It's just a regular old bald head.
It's like normal. Yeah. It's like there's nothing even like noticeable. He's like a normal person.
Yeah. I thought he looked fine. He looked good with it.
He's like a
Yes.
Jeff Bezos,
There you go.
except not a
Yes.
billionaire.
But with some money, enough money apparently for Jasmine. So they get to the hotel. Jasmine's really happy because she said that, it's really expensive and she's never been able to go there, but now she has with Gino's money. So yay. Oh, but now she feels guilty for her behavior, you guys, because Gino makes her so happy. So happy. She feels so bad that she's shown the ugliest parts of herself and she starts crying. And Gino's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. But a very short time later, they're at the beach, having drinks. And she's telling Gino that she's going to change because he has shown to her that she can trust him and she loves him. But by the way, I've been getting a message from your ex. And she says that you guys have been communicating. But you know what? I blocked her right away because I know that I can trust you and I love you. Okay. But have you been communicating? Because previously I would really explode and go crazy. But now I'm different and I'm holding it all in. So have you? He gets all fidgety and she's like, well, what's wrong with you? He's like, well, yes, I did. Because I wanted to tell her that I wanted to tell my ex I met the woman of my dreams. And then she gets that crazy look in her eye and she's like, you know what? She was about to send me something, but I just blocked her, but I'm going to look at it now. Did you send nudes of me? Dun, dun, dun.
What's wrong with that? Maybe he wants to show her.
Okay, that's inappropriate. How are you going to send other people's nudes?
Well, I mean, was it real news? I'm assuming that it's not really news, that she's exaggerating.
Yeah, but like she didn't sanction that photo to be sent.
But I feel like it's going to be the same as like what we were seeing on 90 Day or her Instagram. It's not going to be anything more risque than that. You know what I mean? That she's already putting out there.
Really? So you don't see a problem with him sending like pictures of her to his ex? So if you were dating somebody, right? And you guys were like all like you were sleeping on the bed all naked or something, and your partner took a picture of it and sent it to their ex, you wouldn't feel a certain way?
The picture I posted on Instagram was my decision. I posted it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you have this photo that I didn't sanction that you're now sending to other people? That's fucked up.
But not just that, your ex
to be with me. Exactly. Well, maybe, he's trying to make her that's the other thing. Maybe he's trying to make his ex feel bad. Like, look.
And that's terrible.
Now, exactly.
That makes me look at him in a totally exactly. Yes.
Internet high five. saying the same thing.
Yes. Yes, girl. Exactly.
Yes,
That's like
right.
it totally changes how I see Gino if that is truly the
Me
case.
too. Because how do you justify that?
Okay, well, if it's like secret news or something that she didn't sanction, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's wrong. But I feel like if it's like from her Instagram, it would be fine.
Oh, well, if it's from her Instagram,
But why not just
I mean,
send
have
like
you seen her
a
Instagram? Is like
just
she's
send
she's
the
on a,
Instagram link? I mean,
she's
that would
on a
have like
lot.
that would have been a good justification. Be like, this is my girlfriend. This is her Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would have been like, okay, I just shared your Instagram with her. I think you're fucking fine as hell. So we don't know what the picture looks like. That's the problem. But I guess
but would it not change your view of a person to know that they have that ability? Like, look at him too. Like, he acts like the nicest, sweetest guy
Mm-hmm.
the whole world. Would that not change your view of somebody knowing that he sent the pictures to his ex? Like, look who I'm with now, you little bee. Or something. I don't know. Look what
We
I
don't know
got.
the context of it either, though.
Okay, that's true. We're gonna find out. But he did say that he did something he regretted and he wished he could take back.
that's what I was gonna say.
That's true.
If he didn't feel bad at all, he wouldn't have said that.
Right.
Like I think that was a mistake. So you
Mhm.
knew it was wrong. You knew something that you did was wrong. Either communicating with your ex is wrong, sending nudes is wrong, bragging about your girlfriend is wrong. Something about it is wrong. So that's what I feel kind of disgusted by is he knows he did something wrong, but he did it anyway.
Right. And like so I'm curious if it really is in that like, oh, look who I'm with now. If it's in that regard, oh, it totally changes how I see him. And I totally condone Jasmine calling him a depressed, sick loser.
Oh no, are we rooting for Jasmine? Did this happen? Was this the
Well-
turning point where we're like, oh God, I'm a fan of Jasmine?
Well, you know, Jasmine did surprise me this episode because she like really recognized her own craziness, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I mean, that was like a plus some points on her side for that. Even though her craziness is still like next level, the fact that she recognizes it, I was like, okay, I mean, that's good.
You were empathetic to her. Yeah, man, look how
Yeah.
like good they look. They after like they make really good edits to make you side with these people.
Mm-hmm. To switch sides.
Yeah, because like I'm totally just like, yeah, man, Jasmine all the way. Last week I was like, fuck this hoe. She sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just need to find out more information.
Well, my idea was like that she was really calculated, like in this, like she had this under her sleeve, this whole thing
Mhm.
communicating with the ex. And so she was just kind of like really digging it in. And she's like, oh, Gino, you make me so happy. I trust you so much more than any other man. You have shown and proven to me that I can trust you. And I don't know if it was the editing, but it looked like a few hours later, or maybe like the next day, she was like, she did the whole spiel also about trusting. And then later, but you know, I did receive a message from your ex. You know, it just felt like she knows that she's loca, but I also think that she isn't trying to fix it.
Mhm.
I don't know. That she just kind of used that as a calculated move to
like
gain more power.
Like a test, like when she asked, like, when was the last time you communicated with her, to see what he would say, and like,
Right.
But she actually already
Because
knows.
you're trying to trap them in a lie,
Like,
man.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
why.
Yes, because
exactly.
she has trust issues, so she wants to
Exactly.
catch them in a lie, and so that's what she was trying to do. So I feel like it was really. I was like, I'm not really sure if I give her props for that because
I don't know. If I knew some like insider info like that, I'd try to catch you in a lie.
It's like when she when was it, like the other episode when they like went shopping or something, and he didn't buy anything, and then she used that as an opportunity to tell him that she was on birth control. It's like, okay, you know what?
Like right,
Look
like
what.
right after their fight. And then when he went to go like make up with her, she said it right there that
Yes.
she was on. Yeah, that's true. She
So
did do
I kind
that.
of feel like that's similar, like a similar situation. Like she's just using it in a calculated move.
Uh,
So I'm not really totally team Jasmine, but it also
mm.
makes me look at Gino like very differently if he really did send revenge pictures to his ex.
We
A
don't know
nice
how his
guy.
ex is. Maybe
That's
his
true.
ex is like really evil and mean. Is like saying horrible things to him too.
Or what if she was like super hot and then just wants to prove a point that he could get any hot girl he wants.
But still, I wouldn't like that. I find that very unattractive in somebody, even if his ex was super mean.
Yeah, because this is a dick move.
That shows that he's not over her either. Because why would you
If
care
you're still
anymore?
communicating this frequently as recent as 3 days ago,
Mhm.
after you told Jasmine that you don't really talk, that's some lie. That's some bullshit.
Well, I think like if you know that Jasmine is capable of going crazy over just the wall colors, then and you're still talking to somebody, then you must have a death wish, Gino.
Yeah. He kind of asked for this, so I don't feel even slightly bad.
So on the next song, we just see her lose it again. Epic, extreme, crazy loss. I would say some verbal abuse. She's like, you're a
You don't think he deserves
depressed,
it?
sick loser. I mean, no. Even though he did do that, I don't think he deserves all that. It could just be that she walks away. But come on, she's straight up name calling him, like making him feel like shit. Isn't that terrible? Like a depressed, sick loser? That's so bad.
It
Even if
depends.
it's
Like
true.
I mean, if he took some like spread eagle photos of her and sent it around, that's messed up, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
But we don't know.
I'm gonna reserve my judgment until I find out what it is that he actually
Yeah,
did.
because I mean, she's like, "Oh my god, this hurts so much. You broke my heart." And during the last fight, and it was just over the wall color. So who knows what it is really?
Crazy local lady is just exaggerating again.
And she
Yeah.
said she hates him. I hate you because you broke my heart. She used the broke my heart again line.
What a crazy person.
I mean,
But
is anything that he could possibly have done really like worse than her getting a stripper and then shoving it in his face?
she didn't do it. It was her friends. Okay.
Oh,
she wasn't doing that.
she could have said stop like to the stripper.
It was only dancing. Get over it.
It's normal. That's fine. That's normal. Okay.
I mean,
Only
I don't
dance,
care,
man. Only dance.
I don't care about the dancing. It's just the fact that what would she do if he did that?
Oh yeah, she would lose it.
And she knew she would lose it.
But you can totally see her, like if they do end up together, like just constantly berating him and calling him a loser and this and that, and just like breaking him down. I could just totally see that toxic dynamic in their relationship if they stick together.
I guess some guys like that. Like I'm not
Really?
Where yeah, or the fact that like she just constantly says, I like that in a man, just like being obedient. So that's,
I mean, guys like there's some guys out there that like that. Oh well, yeah. Well, I guess
that's
there's
what
that
a mistress is.
Yeah, or the
madams.
Madams. There you go. Dominatrix.
Like different context though. It's not like the whole relation. It's not like when it's in that kind of setting, like they set it up and like they say, okay, now we're gonna begin like doing whatever they do like for the kink, and then afterwards there's like a thing called aftercare where they're like, okay, you're not really a horrible person, like they kind of like undo the stuff that they said,
right? Some power dynamics and such. All right, so we get to see that happen next episode.
Yeah, I'd love to see how Gino walks his way out of this one.
And that's all I got for them. I'm actually excited to see what's going to happen next episode.
Me too. Do we want to talk about Mike and Jimena? I mean, the disgusting meat sack that is the farting burping.
Come
Apparently.
on.
Even
Got a
I'm
learning
getting
disability.
disgusted.
No,
Got a
I'm
learning
just kidding.
disability.
I mean, yeah, for me, I'm like, man, I don't. It's fine. But the thing that gets me is that him and her acting like it's like the worst thing in the world. Like she didn't like dead a hitman.
Right.
I'm telling you, if Mike was hot and like was a 10, she would not bat an
I
eye.
agree.
She'd be like,
I agree.
dude's fart, dude's burp.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, that's probably why we can see that she doesn't make the best decisions and choices in her life. If she's
Yeah.
going crazy over something like that.
So when we see them again, they're in the car, and then they're just talking about the issue again with Mike's his hygiene and his habits. And Mike wants to change. And luckily, like she's receptive to it, and she has patience. And then Mike admits his ADHD and all of his problems with that. And I was like, oh, okay, I can see the connection between him being messy and the ADHD. And then good thing as
Really?
well, like yeah.
Why? Because he like forgets? It makes him forgetful?
Yeah. Like his attention shifts very fast.
I know, but like wouldn't you then you like go back and see your pants on the floor and want to pick it up? Throw it? I don't know. I think it's
We
just
don't
poor
know, though. It could be
habit.
true.
Poor habit. He's just living with
It could be-
dudes and he hasn't had a woman or somebody to tell
could
him
it-
like, yo, that's gross.
But I mean, it could be both, though. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sure.
Like if you get hyper focused on something else and you just don't think about those other things because you never had to.
Yeah.
But anyway, she says she accepts it, and then Mike's like, oh, thank you, because nobody ever really understood. Like B, she doesn't understand.
He doesn't accept
I'd
what
be like, oh,
ADHD,
hell no.
ADHD is.
But then she's
I
like,
accept
no
ADHD,
secrets.
but not as an excuse for being a slob.
It's
you don't
a total
accept
valid
it.
excuse.
Okay, Ben, you're right. I know. I'm like, just admit it, you're a slob. Don't blame ADHD.
No, he has ADHD.
Well, yeah, but it's okay to have both. It's to be both. Maybe
No,
the lines are not.
No,
connected.
it is not okay to
It's
be a
not okay to be
slob.
both. Yeah, it's not
To
okay
be farting when you're
No, but I
making
mean,
out.
like
That is not okay.
I mean, it's okay to maybe that's the cause, to realize that's the cause, that it's both.
Well, I mean, you can see
Um,
from the etiquette, he was lacking etiquette.
Exactly. Right. Okay. He was literally blowing his nose in the taxi, and then he wanted to shove it in the back seat. Like, wouldn't you like put it in your pocket?
I would, but that's because, I'm fancy.
Will?
The put it in my pocket?
Yes.
I'd
like
probably put it in my pocket.
Yes, he was gonna put it in the back seat of the car. That's freaking disgusting. Is that
Oh, I'm
ADHD?
so fancy that I would have a personal guy just
No,
suck
that's
the
not
snot out of
that's
my
a completely
nose.
different thing.
What do you mean? It's part of him being a slob. It's in his poor etiquette.
No, but the thing is, like, it's not about it's like he says he forgets. Like, why does it pick it up after it's on the floor?
Okay, then you don't have to like forget it. Like after you take it off, put it in the laundry hamper. Then you don't have to forget or
A
remember
giant
anything.
ass sign that says laundry here.
Like if you don't ever throw it and leave it on the floor, then you'll never have to remember to pick it up. You know what I mean? You just take it off and put it straight. Bloop.
Who doesn't
As
have
As you
that?
can
Yeah.
see, this is
Who
something
doesn't have that
I
either?
I feel for him, man. I feel for him, man, on this one. I'm with him, man, on this. This is a deal breaker. I'd rather date it. I'd rather date the hitman.
You're crazy. The hitmen don't pay your bills.
Okay, exactly. All right, please continue.
Basically, she talks about, how come you didn't say this before or something. She just says, there should be no secrets between us, which is like very hypocritical of her to say, because she had all those other secrets that she didn't talk about. But I mean, she just says she loves him. She's just like, she wants him to learn. He's receptive to it. I think overall, they're both like responding well to each other, even though, like he said, like it was the intention of the weekend was to get to know each other, and it didn't go that way, but it was still a good weekend for them to like talk out some issues and like still want to do things well. He cooks for her, but she doesn't like it. She says it's gonna give the kids colic for some reason. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yes.
Yes, because the noodles were not cooked enough. They were
What is it?
uncooked.
It's what?
Gas.
Oh, gas.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
what
a stomach
colic is?
ache, Yeah, like stomach
When
pains
babies
and
are
gas.
colicky, it's because they can't burp. They can't get rid of their noodles. So they just
Okay.
cry all the time.
But I
Got
didn't
it.
know that uncooked noodles or like noodles that aren't cooked all the way will give you gas. Is that true?
Is that true? Is
I
that
don't know.
true?
I never heard of
Because
that.
isn't all al dente noodles technically only 75% of the way cooked?
All right. Maybe she doesn't know al dente noodles.
That's right. Maybe you should learn some Italian fine cuisine.
Exactly.
Jimena.
Maybe it was good. Maybe it was,
Maybe it
to
was like
Jimena's
10% cooked. It wasn't. Maybe it wasn't cooked.
taste. That's true. We don't know.
Maybe she
We don't
does know, and like just cannot cook noodles. His life.
It seems like he's done it before, though.
He did look like he knew what he was doing. I don't know.
It's pasta. How can you fuck it up? Like I
But
guess Mike.
he makes his food for his like grandfather, right?
Is his grandpa colicky? We'll have to ask.
I don't know.
His
Anyway,
grandpa colic. Well, he farts a lot, so maybe that's why he's eating a
It's the
bunch of
noodles.
uncooked noodles.
Probably
That's all the-
true.
that's
Too
all the
much
noodles.
uncooked noodles.
That's the whole problem.
Only the noodles.
It's like, damn, the noodles almost broke you guys up, Mike.
That's right, man. Stop cooking some noodles.
Okay. So then the next scene is like he talks to the dad, and then he's trying to get his dad's blessing to get him, like, for him to ask Jimena to marry him. And the dad is like, nah, like Jimena has bad experiences with two bad dudes already. I'm like, and I don't really know about you. Let me give you a test. What is her favorite food? What is her favorite color? And he doesn't know. And I'm like, I mean, I guess you need to know that. Do you really need to know that?
No, you don't need to know that. The one good thing he asked in the whole thing is like or not even ask, but his like advice was like, you guys really should speak the same language. So
Exactly,
you guys
that's
are
true.
on the same page.
Yeah. That's what he said after Mike couldn't answer any of his questions. But at the end of it, he was like, I think you're a good guy. I give you my blessing. I was like, wow, that's nice. Because like he was like, you look at like every time, like Jimena looked disgusted, but also Jimena's father looked disgusted since the beginning of the whole thing. Every time the camera looked at him and his dad, he just looked all bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah.
So I bet, yeah, that was good. And then he takes the boys to the park, and they have this like they have the
The dad's facial expressions. He did. He looked just as disgusted as him.
yeah, it's true. But yeah, so next he takes the boys to the park, and then he has this very sweet moment with him and his kids. And he's like swinging with them, and he's like, is it okay if I become your dad? And then the kids are like, yes, I would love you to be my dad. And they hug. And it's like a really sweet moment.
He's like losing it over there.
We lost somebody.
We have to give her a minute. She's recovering. She's falling over.
Somebody.
Like, because hearing Jimena talk about even I'm disgusted.
We've lost her. She's out. She's out for the rest of the
Somebody's gone.
Okay. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Okay. Well, that's basically it. They had this really nice moment together, him and the kids, where they hug, and I was like, man, like this is really nice, but like it's gonna be really bad if Mike bounces.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
it's not even that. It's gonna be real awkward when she says, "No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, no, gracias."
Well, I mean, that's the thing that we see next. Like she's struggling. You could tell, like, um, the fact that she's worried. Well, basically, she's getting ready to go to dinner with Mike, and they suspect that he's gonna ask her to marry him, and she's worried about that because she's worried that he can't change. And then her family's like, think about the kids, think about the fact that he has a job. And I was like, this is like a very classic dilemma. Like somebody who's good, like responsibilities and like with your kids and they're your provider, but you're disgusted by them.
But they're not hot.
That's a classic dilemma there.
But they're not Mike's brothers.
Yeah. So I mean, and then we know from like the previews from before that like she says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And then he storms off. And so
You don't think those are tears of joy? I feel like we're being baited. I feel like those are tears of joy. She was caught off guard and she's so happy she's gonna say yes.
No, I think they could be baited ultimately, but I feel like for that specific fight, I feel like it's not. I feel like she is gonna say she doesn't know. For the future fight, I feel like they'll be fine in the end. I feel like they're both receptive to each other. It's each other's fault, and like they're willing to move forward. I think it'll be okay. Ultimately.
Oh no, does that mean we're gonna see them next season on 90 Day?
No, I feel like they'd be kind of boring. I feel like there's no other issue that they could come up with. Mike just has to stop farting and burping, and it'll be fine.
That is the episode. That is the season.
Yeah. So I feel like there's no future. Yeah. But yeah. What do you guys think they're gonna make it?
I'm with you. I follow what you said. Like, I think they're gonna get over this hurdle, and then they'll be together and fine. She's gonna learn to accept it for her kids. All of his, that he's not the brothers, and and that he. But I thought it was so interesting how when she was getting ready. Yeah, they just straight up said, like, okay, well, if you don't end up with him, you're going to have to think about getting a job because who's going to pay for this apartment? Who's going to pay for your stuff? Who's going to pay for the kids' stuff? All the things that he's been paying for. It's like, okay, yeah.
That girl,
I have to accept this disgusting dude.
He said he wants to change, okay? He wants to.
Sorry.
Maybe that's his season arc next season is he's just going to work really hard to get super hot.
Maybe.
Oh man, those things. Oh man, I don't know. I'm kind of with him, man. I would just be so
You can't you can't change back in your mind to becoming hot again once it becomes disgusting.
Oh, you mean like if he became hot? Is that what you're saying?
But I mean, like after seeing those disgusting habits, can they become hot again in your mind? Like attractive if they stop?
Yeah, maybe. But at least he's a nice guy, okay? But yes, this is a classic dilemma. The words of Will, nice guy, but lacking in many other areas. But in the ones that count. But if you have kids, but you know what? The most things that you support your kids.
We talked about this many, many times. Is do you love for love or do you love for money?
This one's definitely for money. It is.
No, I know. But like, what can you do? Just suck it up, man. If he wants to poop in your face, you let him.
Right. Yuck. I mean, we ourselves have no reason to judge. We're also just regular old looking people. We're not Mike's brothers,
I'm
or
a
sisters.
10, so I'm super hot. I'm actually a model. I'm 6'5".
I wish I was.
All right. Well, there you go.
Photo.
Yeah. You can find my photos on Vogue. I'm posing now. Any page. That's me.
And I look like his grandpa. His grandpa, that's me.
Okay,
all right,
do you
so
want
let's
to
yeah, one last
move on?
story here. Yeah. So it's Benjamin and his quick story. So when we last saw Ben, he was getting on his plane to Peru, even though Mahogany told him, do not come to Peru because my daddy don't think you're good. So this week he goes to Peru anyway. So we see him land in the hopes that she would change her mind and that she would come meet him. So he has this whole ass speech in Spanish that he was planning to tell Mahogany to try to impress her, to show her that he's like super, super excited to be there. But the joke's on him because she is not at the airport waiting. But like I was just, as they drag this scene on of like the camera work panning to him and like panning to where he's looking and all the cabs driving by, all I can think of was like, what did you expect? So you now feel foolish and stupid because you thought she would come, even though she said, don't come, I'm not gonna be there. What a fool. So without any choice, he gives up, heads to the hotel, and he tells his cab driver why he was muy triste, because Mahogany was no key and he can't yamar her.
Yeah, I also don't feel bad for him. Because yeah, it's like, what did you expect? Why? I mean, this whole thing is, I can't believe he went there and he actually really believed that she would show up.
Yeah.
But he was really like in shock. And it just sounds like, wow, he actually believed with his whole heart that it was gonna happen. That she was real. What he should have done, like she should have been like, if you don't come, then it's over. But I feel like he's so desperate for her that
he didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
He would risk
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
So the producer talks to him a little bit, see what's going on, what's in his mind. He kind of admits that he regrets being there. He kind of admits that there's a really small probability of like 3% that Mahogany is some dude behind a computer. But he's just like kind of taking it all in stride. Just wants, rest for the rest of the night. And then he will continue his search for her in the morning. And the end for Ben for this episode.
I have a scenario question. If you were Jimena, would you take Mike or Ben?
If I was Jimena?
Yes.
But we don't know that Ben. Oh no, Ben does give money. I would take Ben.
What is
no,
it?
No. Like you're gonna actually have to meet them and be with them. Yeah. So you would still take Ben?
Wait, what's the scenario?
Same thing. Like, she had the choice between Mike or Jimena to come to America, meet with them, be, marry them.
You mean Mike or Ben? If I had a choice between Mike or Ben?
Yes. But pretending that you're Jimena, like
Ben.
a lifelong partner.
Ben. Oh, but then I might be stuck with Jesus forever. I don't want to go.
I would not. I would actually take Mike.
I would also take Mike. I think Mike.
I would definitely take Mike.
Yeah, Ben he doesn't know what he's looking for, to be honest. I think he's like preying on young, beautiful women because he didn't get to live that life now that he's like hot.
Yeah, and then he's like, excuses like, this is Jesus as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a total just like jock, late bloomer jock. That's like,
yes. Yes, it's
exactly.
self-absorbed. Like, yes, exactly.
If I was Jimena, though, I'd probably take Ben because I know he would treat me good and he'd treat everybody else like trash, even his own kids.
But I don't want to be replaced. Like, like Mike is so dedicated. He didn't even need to see you to be like, I have an engagement ring. We're gonna get married. I'm gonna like adopt your children.
Well, you're right. Like, in order to be with Ben, for him to treat you good, you'd also have to be super hot.
Exactly. Even though I read some stuff online today, so I don't know if these are spoilers, but like Mahogany might be real.
Whoa.
Except the T is she heavily face tunes. So that could be her, but she doesn't want to meet with Ben because she's ugly.
Oh, you mean so she did like a Rebecca?
I don't know that she did a Rebecca as she did a complete like AI brand new face. Like
Oh, so
Rebecca
a
still looks like
catfish.
Rebecca. No, but it's like her photos, but like exaggerate your eyes, exaggerate your features, change your color, make your hair a certain thing. You know what I mean? Like Rebecca like will remove her pores and like put on makeup.
And be a
But you can tell
facelift.
it's still Rebecca. Yeah, like you look like she looked like she was giving you photos when she was like 28.
Right.
Mahogany, they say, was like they found her on Facebook and found that it could have been her, but like the photos that she was giving Ben were like not her, and they kind of found those photos that were not edited, like the same photos she would send that are heavily edited. It's like similar
How
photos. I didn't see
how
the
did it
picture.
look?
I just read the article. I
Oh,
did just read the
okay.
article. So I didn't read it.
Damn, these 90-Day Fiance people will find anything.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, how did you see this? How did you find her? I wouldn't even have known her like how to look. Like literally like mahogany in Peru. What?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy. They
Those
found her.
online
They stalked her.
detectives.
You're right.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody safe from that.
No, that's what I told you guys. You put it on the internet and I will find it.
Right? Isn't that what was happening with like Gabby Petito or something? There's all these internet detectives like going crazy over her case.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
so
is that
no
it for Ben?
Hamza. Oh,
No
sorry.
Hamza?
And that's it.
Yes.
We're done with all the characters.
Anything for the next time?
Not for these two. I think he ends up in San Bartolo, Peru. Is that the city? I might have made that up. I'm sorry.
Sounds something like that.
Right.
Mhm.
Which is her hometown. So he just kind of wants to show up, and maybe the shorter distance will allow her to just, suck it up and do it. Meet Ben.
I'm curious to meet her. To meet this person. I want to know.
Me too.
If she's
I wanna
real or
know more
not,
about
yeah.
them. Yeah.
I did for a second think that she might appear when they kept panning the camera to where he was looking. I was like, is she going to appear? Because they kept doing it over and over. And then, yeah, she never did.
They got you.
They did. They
Yeah.
got me.
It was super dramatic the way they did. But anyway, so thank you to everybody who gives us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. If you haven't left a review, please do so whenever podcast app you use. It really helps us keep creating the podcast. And that said, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, B. Anything else?
Watch all of us on Netflix.
That's it, guys. Stay safe and healthy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.